The one that I couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something. They'll say it's grotesque.
It can't be his ashes. I swear to God, if his ashes are in that plastic bag, you know, I don't even have a threat. I don't even have a threat. I don't have a promise. I don't know what I'll do. It'll actually break me.
They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here?
This man had a family. He had a family. How do you follow a masterpiece? How do you describe the vivid colors of a Van Gogh? How do you describe to a deaf man the rich tones of a Mozart piece? How do you follow up the best news story in broadcast history? All right, let's see what the heart attack grill is.
Modern eating, fatty foods in huge portions are bad for you. But you're about to enter a dietary twilight zone, a restaurant that makes the potentially harmful nature of its food a selling point. Its name, get this, the Heart Attack Grill. And they do bring a certain whimsical comedy to serving up giant versions of meals that have been American favorites for generations. But as Ryan Owen explains, beyond the comedy are some very real health concerns.
In a country where calories are posted on the menu and the White House has a vegetable garden, sometimes the reality looks more like this. This monument to greasy gluttony is called the Heart Attack Grill.
PBR.
It's a sort of hospital-themed Hooters located in Chandler, Arizona, a suburb of Phoenix.
We have full sugar Mexican Coke.
Get your arms in over here.
Oh my God.
Every customer must wear a hospital gown.
I'm dying.
And they are waited on by scantily clad nurses. Still, it's what's on.
I'm so sorry. This might be like a soy thing, okay? Prepare yourself for the soy. I think that the like Hooters, what are the other ones? There's some in, I don't know if this is like a national thing, but there's a couple in Houston called Bombshells. What are the other ones? I know Twin Peaks, you know, like the scantily clad waitress restaurant chains are the cringiest. I'm sorry, the cringiest concept. I went to a listen, I went to a Twin Peaks one time, my first year of college, because I had a friend, it was his I think it was 19th, maybe 20th birthday or some shit like that. And he wanted to go to Twin Peaks. And I said, "You know what, buddy? We can go to Twin Peaks. All right? I'm buying. It's your birthday. You deserve it." I felt awkward the entire time because like they're supposed to like, you know, lightly flirt with you, and you know, they're usually hot, and I don't want to flirt with someone who is being paid to flirt with me. I just don't want to do it, right? I can be normal, but it's just like weird, the dynamic, all right? The dynamic is super, super uncomfortable for me. I just don't like that idea, you know? And the only thing cringier than going to Hooters for the hot girls, you know, who are probably in high school, by the way, creeps. The only thing cringier than that is saying, I don't go to Hooters for the waitresses. I go to Hooters for the wings. Bro, unalive yourself. Jesus. In a video game, obviously. But I have heard people say that so many times that is the biggest cope in the entire world. when there are places like Wingstop out there that are fast food chains that are in every single tiny town in America, all right, or you can get your wings in 15 minutes and take it home with you and stuff your fat face with greasy ass chicken breast, pretending that it's wings in the privacy of your own home. And the wings are better. The cringiest is when dads go to Hooters with their sons. For my older brothers, okay, story time. For my older brother's 16th birthday, he wanted to go to Hooters. And my mom was super against it. But my dad said, he's 16 and it's like a big birthday for him. You know, we can do it for one day. Mind you, I grew up in a super Christian household. When I say super Christian, I don't mean like they were like fundamentalists, but like my dad was literally a pastor, okay, of the Methodist Church. So it's not like we were going to Hooters and drinking. Like I never saw my parents drink, you know. So we were like a little bit sheltered. All right. So going to Hooters was like a big like deal. It was not something that we did. And we get there, man. That was the worst restaurant experience of my entire life. We were all the same way that I was at the Twin Peaks, where like it was like we know that they're paid to flirt with us, right? This is a family going into Hooters. I'm like, how old would I have been? Like 13, 14 years old, right? So like I barely knew how to talk to a girl at that time, right? And there are like 40 big titty, fake tits, big titty girls surrounding this table, ushing and gushing over my 16-year-old brother. Just the weirdest restaurant experience of your life. Never go to Hooters. Never go to Twin Peaks. It is just it's not a good eating experience. And then my pastor dad and pastor's wife mom were sitting there like this, like, well, internally they were sitting there like that. They were this is fine. This is fine the entire time, man. That was so horrible. And my little brother was completely oblivious to why everything was like everyone was uncomfortable.
On the menu that gets most of the attention, the single, double, triple, or quadruple bypass burger. Oh, and they do have fries called Flatliner fries, fried in lard, and those are unlimited. To wash it all down, how about a...
Wait, I thought that there were like health regulations in the US. Why doesn't McDonald's fry with animal fat? I thought there was like some legislation that passed. Use a beef tallow, giving them extra flavor, making them extra crisp, but they stopped doing that years ago. Something home cooks can still do. When a motivated millionaire pressured them to switch to... Oh, okay. I thought that it was a legislation thing. Interesting.
A butterfat shake. The restaurant has become a bit of a national sensation.
I'm up another few inches. Who
In
needs
no
these
small
old
part
pants?
thanks
I
to
can eat
this
for free.
very big
And make
man,
sure-
Blair River, the so-called spokesmodel of the Heart Attack Grill.
Hold on. Is this going to end with this guy? Is this guy going to die? What did they say his name was? Hold on.
Blair River, the so...
Blair River. I just want to see. Heart Attack Grill. Oh, he died. Dies at 29? This only 29 years old? Oh, and he's stupid tall, so of course he has a crazy high mortality like risk. Jesus Christ. 29 years old.
Called spokesmodel of the heart attack grill, featured in a series of tongue-in-cheek commercials that have gone viral.
I'm at 570 pounds, 6'8". Yeah, so.
We met
Like if you're 6'8", like people who are like, I don't know what like where it starts tapering off your life expectancy, but like I'm 6'1". I don't think I'm in the at-risk group, but like people who are like 6'5" and up, I think like are prone to like so many debilitating health issues. Like imagine being 6'8", already being at risk for all of those like joint issues, for all of those, you know, like all of those different health issues. And then like, I'm also going to be 600 pounds. Like
Blair in January. Back then, he told us one of the perks of the job is eating free. Anyone who is over 350 pounds doesn't have to pay.
I'm big, you know what I mean? And so why not? But I don't eat here every day, so why not have fun with it and go with it as long as I can?
Sadly, we now know how long that was. Blair died last week at the age of 29. His family says the cause of death was pneumonia. The CDC says every year, 112,000 deaths can...
I don't think it was the cheaper aspect of it, because it might have changed. Like it might have been cheaper to use beef tallow, and now it's cheaper to use vegetable oil. But like it was like a big deal. I just know about this for some reason, and like all of the fast food chains switched from frying in animal fat to vegetable oil.
Can be linked to obesity. When your spokesperson drops dead at the age of 29, and he's morbidly obese by anybody's estimation, don't you have a problem?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't?
John Basso owns the Heart Attack Grill. As part of the act, he dresses up like a doctor.
Every single person cared about Blair. Had he have been thinner, he most probably would have survived that pneumonia. And that's a hard fact that I'm not here to deny.
There's an argument to be made that you used this guy during his life.
You know what? This guy's like giga chatting through like probably the worst PR that a restaurant could get. Like your restaurant is linked both directly and indirectly to the death of your spokesman because your food is so unhealthy that it killed him. Like, and he's just giga chatting through it. He's like, yeah, I mean, if he wasn't so fat, he probably would have survived, but he wasn't, he wasn't thinner. So I guess them's the breaks. Like, bro, Jesus Christ.
And that now you are very morbidly using his death to continue to promote your restaurant.
I absolutely agree. And in a very sick way, his death has gotten the message out further.
So this man's death has not given you pause at all?
Zero pause.
For a man...
Bro, I actually respect the out of that. It's extremely Machiavellian. It's extremely self-serving. But make no bones about it. There are no bones, only fat. Where this guy's coming from, and he knows that, and he's like, yeah, sorry, guy shouldn't have been so fat. That sucks. I like him. But like, he was fat. I made him fat. Shouldn't have kept coming here.
Man who is making an awful lot of money serving up artery-clogging burgers, Basso has a most unusual justification that America needs shock therapy to cure its obesity epidemic. He says he tried other messages. He once owned a chain of Jenny Craig weight loss centers and several personal training studios.
I hope that every single person out there comes in and buys a hamburger and a t-shirt from me. But you know what? I am saying loudly and as clearly as any business in America can, this is dangerous.
Oh, he's using it as a marketing tool.
I mean, no notes. No notes. He doesn't even seem like he knows he's being he knows that it's like it's negative publicity, but he's giga chatting through it. And Like if he was like squeamish about it, or if he was just like, I don't know. Like there's something about it. I can't help but respect the out of it.
Tool. I mean, the word that just leaps to mind is hypocrisy.
You won't be surprised to hear real nutritionists take issue with this fake doctor and argue he's laughing all the way to the bank.
I think there are real ethical issues in what he's doing. If he believed that diet had nothing to do with health and was selling those foods, then at least you could think, well, okay, he's misinformed. But he knows what he's doing. He's deliberately trying to get people to eat more than they need.
Blair, you say, was also your friend in addition to working with you.
I loved working with him.
Do you have a conscience at all?
My conscience is simply this. What would Blair, hovering above me, want me to do right now? And Blair would say this, put back on the stethoscope. Let's keep being the doctor.
Okay, now, okay. He's losing me a little bit here. At this point, now he's losing me. He could have just, like, 1 second. Let's go back. Let's analyze for a second.
Blair, you say, was also your friend in addition to working with you.
I loved working with him.
Do you have a conscience at all?
Do I have a conscience? Yes, I do have a conscience. But this is business, baby. I have a restaurant to sell burgers out of. If he had just said that, that would have been, man, I would have kissed the ground at this man's feet. Jesus, that would have been the Giga Chad answer. This is the Weasley shit that I was talking about here. All right. I mean, it's still Giga Chad. He is Giga Chadding through it, but this is way slimier. Before, he was like, yeah, shouldn't have been fat, dude.
My conscience is simply this. What would Blair, hovering above me, want me to do right now? And Blair would say this, put back on the stethoscope.
Moist
Let's
sack.
keep being
Link
the
it.
doctor that everyone loves to hate, because that really gets the message out.
To keep delivering that message, a week after Blair's untimely death, the Heart Attack Grill has another spokesmodel.
Oh no. They're dropping like flies. Please tell me. Oh my God. If this dies too and they interview him a second time, bro. Buddy, even as a ghost, there's no way that guy would hover. Oh man. True though. Here it is. Thank you.
At most restaurants.
Okay, we'll put that right next to the tab we're watching.
Ernie Hart. Yes, that's his real last name. And yes, he is chowing down on a quadruple bypass.
Even though my cardiologist and
You know that, like, at the point that this guy is at, you know he probably has like cancer and doesn't want anyone to know. He knows, you know what? I got like 3 years to live. I'm getting fat. I'm eating everything in sight. Nothing's going to stop me. All gas, no brakes, no rules, just right. Burgers for every meal. That's got to be like the thought process, right? Like you don't watch him die after eating at a restaurant. And then like he dies because he's fat, and then you become the spokesman and you're also fat and you're getting quadruple bypass burgers. You know this knows what he's in for, dude.
my wife tell me not to come. And after surviving a coma and multiple heart surgeries, I still come. I enjoy the burgers.
Ernie was actually the spokesperson before Blair, but had to take a few months off after open heart surgery.
From baby, that's the taste that's worth dying for.
Now Blair is dead.
This is like the fat version of like bug chasing. Right? This is like bug chasers, they want to like catch as many like STDs as possible. It's their fetish, right? Like this must be like the fat equivalent of that, right? Like I want to get so fat that I die. It's got like there has to be like there's something psychosexual. Like I refuse to believe that like they're unaware. Yes, this is slow motion suicide.
And Ernie's back. The fact that you stuffed him full of burgers for free.
How tall is this? I'm sorry, did y'all see that? Did y'all see what I just saw? How tall is this guy? I'm getting mugged through the YouTube screen. Jesus Christ.
Ernie's back. The fact that you stuffed him full of burgers for free as often as he wanted, what share of the responsibility do you have for his death?
The equal share with anybody who provided junk food to anybody.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely. I think it would be immoral to stop at this point.
Explain that to me.
We're past the point of no return at the Heart Attack Grill.
I'm genuinely shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. Hold on. Roll it back. No shot he said that.
Who provided junk food to anybody.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely. I think it would be immoral to stop at this point.
It would be immoral to stop. I might, yeah. I have equal culpability in killing the guy that I had in my commercials. Yes, I did. But you know what? I only look forward. I may not be obese, but I do have a medical condition. My neck will not allow me to look backwards. I can only look at the road ahead of me. And the road ahead of me looks like gold paved sidewalks leading up to my multi-million-dollar mansion and a bunch of tombstones all along the way. Really, really big tombstones with really, really wide plots for those caskets.
Explain that to me.
We're past the point of no return at the Heart Attack Grill. We have blood on our hands at this point.
The doctor is taking his act on the road, opening a second restaurant in Dallas this summer to spread his...
Bro, they're in Dallas? Bro. 1 second. Let me just text my girlfriend. Hey, when we go to Dallas next, we are eating at the it's not the Suicide Grill, it's the Heart Attack Grill. Heart Attack Grill. Yes, and Bones will be there too, and then it's just a suicide pact between me, my girlfriend, and Bones. We're all going to eat the burgers, and then we're all going to keel over right there. I'll live stream it.
His morbid message to an even bigger audience. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Chandler, Arizona.
That's crazy. Part 2, Heart Attack Grill, Monument to Greasy Gluttony. Let's see here. I wish I could be like the good streamers whose OBS will automatically correctly size their pop-up window. God, that would be just like great, right? There we go. All right, everyone. Prepare your balls.
Restaurants having...
Hold on, I need to take a big old rip off of this before we dive into this more. Okay, guys, we're gonna do two. Oh, that's the good dank. You want to try my new border? Let me look at it. That's so industrial. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Yay or nay compared to the current version of the border for the camera? Why not like purple and teal, but like instead of there being like, why not just have it like a solid color on top and then the other color on bottom and then black on the sides? Both are girly colors. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. like diagonal cut purple this way, and then it's black going down, diagonal cut blue going that way, diagonal cut black going up here. Something like that. Looks dated into industrial. Yeah, I'm not an industrial kind of guy, you know?
3 customers suffer heart attacks after eating at the establishment would be a source of great concern and shame. Something
I just realized that I'm at the point of being high where I start and I have to fight against it. For some reason, when I get really high, I have like a Norm Macdonald voice in cadence, and I don't know if I started doing a Norm Macdonald impression when I was high one time, and it just like psycho, like something in my brain just like connected that, and now it's an involuntary thing. But if I do that, call me out on it, okay?
to be minimized. At most restaurants, having 3 customers suffer heart attacks after eating at the establishment would be a source of great concern and shame, something to be minimized and explained away. But not at one spot, where they actually...
No metal texture, just plain, like almost like gamer, like the... You know what? I used to... Actually, I don't even know if it's changed. What is, like, Destiny's old camera frame was like super cool to me. I don't know if he's changed it. Let me see. Does he even have a camera frame?
Didn't get away with it. Number
Oh, hold on. That's he doesn't even have a camera frame anymore. Huh. The old Destiny like camera frame was like pretty cool. And I still want one. All right. Restarting. Watching. I might be at the point where I am too high to stream. So we're going to try and make it through this video. And then if I'm still too high, at that point, we will end the stream. It will be an end of stream time if that's what happens.
At
Probably
most
there.
restaurants, having 3 customers suffer heart attacks after eating at the establishment
3
would be a source of great concern and
Wait, we skipped over a whole ass news story. What happened in number 2? We're on 3?
shame, something to be minimized and explained away. But not at one spot, where they actually promote how unhealthy it is, offering free meals to its most obese patrons and even celebrating a death on the premises. It's aptly named the Heart Attack Grill. We sent ABC's Ryan Owens to check out their new digs in none other than Sin City.
In a country where calories are posted like warnings on restaurant menus, where unhealthy school lunches are under fire, and where our First Lady has a vegetable garden, there is an alternative reality. And it looks like this. This monument to greasy gluttony,
Almost there.
Almost done with this single bypass.
is called the Heart Attack Grill. It's a defiant throwback to a pre-health obsessed America.
I'm sorry. Hey guys. Now maybe I'm just a massive pussy, all right, who can't handle like gross things. But let me tell you guys something. When I eat a steak, I get it medium. And if I see a little bit of red when I'm eating a steak, that's totally fine. But when a burger is bleeding like this into...
It's a defiant throwback to a pre-health obsessed...
That shit's disgusting, bro. Can I like pause it on the...
It's a...
That's disgusting. That can't even... Like... That can't add good flavor. Just cook your meat, dude.
Defiant throwback to a pre-health obsessed America.
Do they have the dead guy's image still up in the restaurant?
Back to a pre-health obsessed...
There's no way. There's no way. They're using the likeness of a man that they admit to having a hand in the death of. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. Do you think that she feels any remorse? Or do you think, like, how many people do you think, I wonder what the work environment was like after that. You know, they said that they all loved this guy. He was like all their friend. Like, can you imagine the work environment afterwards? Like, the ruthless business owner, like, listen, hey, you know what? Yeah, it really sucks that he died. And I really did like him as a person. You know, like, he just shouldn't have been that fat, you know? Like, can you imagine, like, the reality setting in for, like, a 19-year-old waitress at this restaurant? Like, bro, I might be involved in, like, a future murder case. Like, they don't give a bro. It's gotta be. Oh wait, hold on. Let me respond to this. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I still just, like, literally cannot believe that they still have, like, his picture up in the restaurant, and they admit that they had a hand in his death, and he came off as a Machiavellian sociopath, and he has the picture still up. Jesus, no way.
A kind of hospital-themed Hooters located where else? Sin City. But as you're about to find out, eaters...
Also, like, if I go to this place, I don't want this. I don't want the medical gown. That's embarrassing. I can't imagine. I know that there are some restaurants, like, I think Last Resort, the one where they insult the fuck out of you. Like, they'll like put shit on you, right? Like, they'll, like, make a hat and then tape it to your head. Like, when I go to a restaurant, I'm not gonna lie to you folks. All right, I'm a simple man. I expect to sit down and have a conversation with the people that I'm with. Have the waiter or waitress come up to me, say hello, maybe give me, you know, some options, or just take my order and then leave me alone and only come over, like, to, like, you guys good? You guys need anything? Any refills? No? Any drinks? No? All right, cool. And leave for, like, at least another 15 minutes. I don't get the interactive restaurants. At least it keeps your clothes clean. I mean, it does that. But there are, like, these, like, gross ass restaurants that will give you bibs and hats and shit like that. And I don't want to get into costume to eat at a restaurant. That's embarrassing as I cannot imagine a more embarrassing restaurant experience. There are a million humiliations that I would suffer before doing that. That's just me, though. This except good. Hold on, I need to do this, this, and then this. That except good, and with, like, I would say 10% wider borders. Like, that's almost a good size, but, like, yeah, like 10% larger on the border, and then, like, have the name on the bottom. Just so people know what I'm talking about, so I'm not looking like a complete lunatic. Okay.
Beware. This restaurant can literally be...
That's the whole point of people going there? Like Last Resort? Listen. I understand that. I'm saying I don't understand them. I don't understand desiring that. Like the concept is kind of funny, right? The waiter, it's usually the customer is always right. It's really funny when the tables are flipped and this waiter's actually rude. Yeah, I understand the concept, but I don't understand the concept of like being a human being in the real world who wants to go to a restaurant and participate in their meal like that. Because I'm normal and I want to just like go to a restaurant, eat nice food, maybe have a drink or two, glass of wine, and converse with the people I wanted to go there with. You don't want to get spanked by nurses? Listen, after the 4 days in the hospital, the last people that I want to be around are nurses, okay? I might fly into a blood rage if I see someone in a nurse's outfit near me. Scrubs? It's on sight. Yeah, I just want to eat in peace. I don't think that's a crazy take, Look, nurses are hot. Nurses are crazy bones. Nurses are crazy. I have met maybe 2 sane nurses in my entire life. How about dinner and a show? If it's like a dinner theater or like one of those like movies that you go to where they serve you dinner, sure. That's fine. I don't want to I want to go in and be left alone is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want to go to a restaurant. I want to order my food. Then I want them to leave me the alone unless I want something else. And then I want them to come up, take my order again, and then leave me the alone. I did a nursing major. That tells you everything you need to know. Dated a nursing major, because nurses are insane. I'm sorry, there's a stereotype about it, but it's also true. And it gets I think that, and now my selection bias here is, or my selection for, my personal knowledge here is pretty low on dental nurses. I've known 2. Bro, they were both the craziest bitches I've ever, just the messiest lives you've ever seen. All right. But they're also insanely hot. And that's where they trick you. Okay. That's where they trick you. You can't fall for it, Bones. You can't fall for it. It's like going for the come high. I cannot remember the example I was going to give. Me.
Hospital-themed Hooters, located where else? Sin City. But as you're about to find out, eater beware. This restaurant can literally be hazardous to your heart. Remarkably, the owner says it's all done in the name of promoting good health.
One among us has...
What in the was that?
Done in the name of promoting good health.
It's just chilly. Bro. I'm gonna yarf right here, right now. That is the nastiest looking. Also, how the do you fit that much food in you? I'm a fat ass. Don't get me wrong. I'll sit down, I'll smoke some weed, I'll open a family-sized bag of Doritos, eat the entire thing, and then feel like shit for the rest of the night. All right? I'm a simple man. All right? But even that is half of that. Once you chew it, right? And it goes into your stomach, it's half of that volume. That's crazy. The only way that you could make this burger, acceptable is reduce one of the patties and then replace the chili with chorizo, bro.
Health.
One among us has to tell the truth. And that's what we're doing here.
Right, ladies?
The Heart Attack Grill prides its...
This is like a feeder's restaurant, right? Dude, no way. One of the nurses is a midget, dude. It's my side actually hurts from laughing. They're gonna talk about her later. How could you not? Sorry, how could, no pun intended, how could you avoid the elephant in the room? Amongst all the other actual elephants. I can't. I'm gonna get canceled because this is not something that I should watch in this state. I'm sorry. It's just not something I should do.
On pushing limits, along with belt sizes.
It's a modern P.T. Barnum freak show. There's gonna be someone in the back who's like 5,000 pounds. They're gonna be shoving like like normally they just like shove a broadsword down their throat, but this guy's got like a Zweihander, 500 pounds on a medical bed. There's gonna be some like super flexible person who like they have like a sign hanging around their head like not able to, or like vegetarian or some shit, you know. Jesus Christ.
Diners must wear hospital gowns. People 350 pounds plus eat free.
No, that's how they check? You don't have to like take a you have to do it in public? It's a restaurant for people with a humiliation fetish. I'm telling you. It's a humiliation fetish like machine. Dwarf is the acceptable one. You said the bad one? Wait, what did I say? I mean, the dwarf is like the acceptable one in the restaurant because they're probably a healthy BMI. Like, it's probably harder for them to maintain like a reasonable BMI because they're, 3'5". But like, she's able to do it and these ain't. Like, yeah, she is. Oh, I did say midget. I understand. Yes. Well, listen, I've heard people like the same with like Native American, whether that is offensive or not, or if it's like First Nations people or whatever the like, and then they like said like, actually, no, you know what? This is getting too complicated. Native American is fine. And then people on Twitter were fighting about it. It's like that. Okay. The exact same way I've heard people argue about like little person versus dwarf versus midget versus, small person. At a certain point, I'm just going to default to what comes naturally. All right. Dwarf is ridiculous. This isn't Lord of the Rings. I think dwarf is the coolest one. Maybe it's ridiculous, but it's the coolest.
Their Flatliner fries cooked in lard are unlimited. Thirsty? Try the...
Bro, the fries are unlimited? Dude, I'm pretty low tolerance for getting high. I'm going to tell you, before I go to this place next time in Dallas, bro, I'm going to do like the what do you call it? The wax shit. All right. I'm going to go like full hog, like 6,000 like milligrams of THC in 0.2 seconds. All right. Because I want to sit there. I want to eat fries until they kick me out. I want to sit there and eat fries until they kick me out or until I explode like that one Monty Python scene. Wait, you guys, the wafer thin mint. But it is only wafer thin.
Finally, monsieur, a wafer thin.
What is this audio quality?
Here's a little number I tossed off recently in the Caribbean.
There we go. Wait.
Just one. Oh, just one. Just the one, monsieur.
Shove it in there. The straw that broke the camel's back, guys. Back when comedy was comedy. Am I right, folks? Now we can't even say midget without people being mad at me in chat.
Fries cooked in lard are unlimited. Thirsty? Try the all butterfat shake. Or maybe a shot of vodka.
Wait, I'm sorry. The what?
Flatliner fries cooked in lard are unlimited. Thirsty? Try the all butterfat shake.
Is it just a butter flavored smoothie?
Or maybe a shot of vodka.
That's so cruel. That's so up, dude. That's unacceptable, man. That's beyond the pale. I can't get behind this, dude. This is up. Okay, this is too much for me. Okay, it can't be real. This is a sketch. This is sketch comedy, dude. There's no fight. There's no way. It's so stupid.
Served in a prescription pill bottle. And new to this menu, a burger with 8 patties, almost 20,000 calories. That's
okay. There's like a certain point where your body just rejects the amount of fat and calories that you've ingested, right? Like if you were to eat like 20,000 calories in a day, like it would like just stop digesting, right? Would it just like take longer for your stomach and intestines to digest that amount of food than it would to pass it? Like, relevant? It goddamn better be. Oh man, I swear to God, do you just shit it all out? I feel like I heard something about something like that a couple of years ago, that like at a certain point the amount of calories that you consume can just like absolutely just like cap. Like there's a only so much energy that your body can produce to digest food. So if you eat enough food like in a given time period that your body literally can't metabolize it, I would assume like maybe you do just shit it all out. But I feel like there's like something else. But I do not remember right now. Oh my God, you can see it expanding in real time. No.
Oh yeah.
It can't be real. That's not okay. That's the literal worst. That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's gonna stick with me. And I hate you for it. Also, why no adventurous debate this past weekend? Big hole in wall. There is no wall, actually. That's one reason. Another reason is felt like absolute dog shit because of the surgery. So I had to dip. That's a tumor, right? So glad I joined the stream for the first time in forever just to see that. Oh, hey, how's it going, Cly? Man, all these people are popping into chat all at the same time, right as I'm like probably at the limit of being high on stream. Probably too high on stream right now. Which is why we're not doing, serious topics, and instead we're disgusted by fat people. Why is this stream late? Because there were people tearing my wall out. And then I had to cover it up so that in the unlikely event that one of our cats sneaks up here, they don't fall down 3 stories and die. Can I link a Five Nights at Freddy video? You know what? Maybe. Been in and out of specialists and new meds. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's the equivalent of nearly 40 Big Macs.
Bro, that was kind of
Oh,
cool.
and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked by a nurse.
What?
She's not exactly...
I would rather taste lead at the end of a 12-gauge shotgun than subject myself to whatever the this is. I'm sorry. Hey, Bones, cancel the trip. This is just not something I'm going to do. I don't think I could. I couldn't even do this for content, man. I'm actually like revolted a little bit.
A real RN, but her spankings are real hard. The restaurant and all of its repulsive excess seems right at home among the tourist traps in downtown Las Vegas.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like this imagine giving someone money to subject yourself to this.
Its owner, perhaps the ultimate Vegas showman.
Are you going to finish your burger next time?
Yeah, I'll try. Is John Basso. As part of his act, he likes to be called Dr. John.
Now breathe in for me.
Dr. John has become something of a superstar in the fast food world. In his trademark over-the-top...
I'm so sorry. Did I just see a Guinness World Record in the background there? For what? Most directly linked deaths to one restaurant chain? Highest mortality per capita? You can just buy Guinness records nowadays. You have to think up something stupid to get in there. Didn't they, there's several world records that they got rid of because of the, people were like abusing the out of it. Like the shortest concert ever. And then people were like, oh, I'll go out and I'll play one note. Oh, I'll go out and then I'll just walk off stage. And like, it just was a stupid thing to continue issuing the world records. God, I can't speak right now, guys. This is the worst. Most lard consumed by humans in one day. I was about to say something really bad.
Star in the fast food world. In his trademark over-the-top way, he depicts himself as Jesus Christ at the Last Supper, dining with the industry's other giants.
Now let's send this on out.
He's certainly come a long way since I first met him almost 3 years ago at his first heart attack grill outside Phoenix, Arizona. Back then, the restaurant was under fire after its nearly 600-pound spokesman, Blair Rivers, died of obesity-related issues. He was just 29.
There's an argument to be made that...
I can't believe... When 10 years ago, I can't believe that there's a 29-year-old rocking this do. That's why I thought he was older, dude. That's why I thought he was older. Like, what man under 40 is rocking this do? Especially under 30. Come on. I've taken a Delta 8 once, but it was bad, so I don't plan on trying drugs again unless it's a medical need. I mean, like, your first experience with a drug can be, like, pretty rough. I shouldn't tell this story on stream. No, I'm not going to tell that story on stream. There are some people that like have a bad reaction to like weed one time and then they'll never touch it again, or like shrooms one time and then they'll never touch it again. I've never had a bad experience on weed, and I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was when I was tripping balls on like 4 grams of shrooms, I was having a bad trip, but I liked it. So good trip, bad trip. I was vibing either way. Now that you get high, do you consider trying out the Joe Rogan or Lex Fridman shows? I like how the implication is like, okay, now that you've, intentionally lowered your IQ by a standard deviation, do you think that now you would be like interested in watching Joe Rogan? Like, What is the implication? Why? Because they smoke weed? I don't know anything about Lex Friedman. It's just they're not having conversations that I think are interesting.
Drivers died of obesity-related issues. He was just 29.
There's an argument to be made that you used this guy during his life, and that now you are very morbidly using his death to continue to promote your restaurant.
I absolutely agree. And in a very sick way, his death has gotten the message out further.
So this man's death has not given you pause at all?
Zero pause.
You guys, we are actually rolling now. Actually rolling.
Dr. John's Vegas location...
Bro, what a bitch-made move for the editors to include that in this segment. Oh, what a pussy. That's like the, there was, fuck, I'm about to do some autistic Twitch poll callback. Do y'all remember the debate with Lauren Southern and Dingleberry? What's his name? He has the dog logo, the Surfs. And like, he just gets schooled the entire debate. And then at the very end, right as they're about to disconnect, he like brings up Lauren Southern's past, like out of nowhere to say that he won because at least he's not a Nazi. Like this is the editing equivalent of that.
Has not given you pause at all.
Zero pause.
You guys, we are actually rolling now. Actually rolling.
Dr. John's Vegas...
I'm just gonna throw in this outtake where he's screaming at people. You know what? Just because he's an asshole. Just because, you know it, and you know what? He is an asshole. But like, I respect the asshole, all right? I respect the grind, all right? Grinding your business ahead with the bodies of obese people between the grindstones. Jesus.
Vegas location is double the size of his old place.
Wait, did you see that they dug up the mass graves? He was talking about nothing. When you said mass graves, bro, I thought you were talking about the dead fat dude. I did see that antenna cactus. Do I plan on having children? That is a deep question. Wow. All right, we're at that in the middle of the burger segment. That's where we're going with this. Right now, the only thing that I can think about is just like starving myself and never eating again.
In Arizona, and his in-house fatality rate, it hasn't slowed a bit.
How many people have actually had heart attacks in the room that we're sitting in?
In the room that we're sitting in, we've had 3 heart attacks.
And
there's no way. There's no way. He's making it up. He's making it up. He's making it up. He's making it up. It's a lie. Can eating food cause eating fatty foods cause immediate heart attack? Can a fatty meal trigger a heart attack? Oh, it's possible. Yeah, I knew that the searches we're going to get because of can eating fatty foods cause a heart attack? Of course they can. But immediate?
1. Sitting in, we've had 3 heart attacks.
And how many people have died?
1. Now, I would like to say that...
but before we continue, I just need to lay out a couple of facts. All right? Let me just, before you cast judgment, all right, remember, I'm running a business here and I need to make money. All right? And so, like, if they die here, that's kind of free advertising. Like, what is the qualifier he's going to add here?
How many people have died?
1. Now, I would like to say...
It's like you know what I'm so curious about? I wonder if this guy actually has a mental condition. I wonder if he is incapable of lying. And because he is incapable of lying, because he's been so open and honest this entire time, okay? Very candid for seemingly incomprehensible reasons. Maybe he's incapable of lying, and because of that, he's just developed his entire life a way to spin the truth. Maybe that's his entire thing. He's actually disabled, guys. It's actually bad if we make fun of him.
Heart attacks.
And how many people have died?
1. Now, I would like to say,
I sure hope that very roundabout way of explaining what my thought process was, I hope that made a lick of sense, because that was like 3 minutes straight of rambling.
that the other 2 I did the grandest of favors for, because they now uniquely and in a very real way understand their own genetic shortcomings.
It's so much. I'm sorry, I'm pausing every 2 seconds. This is the densest stream material I have gone through, I think, in the entirety of my 4 years of streaming. There is so much shit. There is so much shit to unpack here, my guys. This is like, we moved and other people put the boxes in the house and we just woke up out of a coma and there's just boxes surrounding us. There's a lot to unpack before we can do anything else. What the did this man just say?
And how many people have died?
1. Now,
I
would like to say that the other 2 I did the grandest of favors for, because
I actually helped. By killing 1, I've helped 2. That is a net utilitarian bonus to the world. How do we arrive at this utilitarian calculus?
they now uniquely and in a very real way understand their own genetic shortcomings.
Egghead here has a point. These people now know that they are fat, and that they are so fat that they are having heart attacks triggered by eating food, ironically enough, from a place called the Heart Attack Grill, where the entire thing is a opulent extravaganza of the grossest consumerist fast food setting you could possibly imagine. And also you get to get spanked by, I guess, midget nurses, depending on who you get. And the plot's kind of, I've kind of lost the plot here. I'm sorry, I'm looking into this man's eyes, and there is no soul behind those eyes. This man is a money-making machine, and that is it.
Now, the one that I couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something. They'll say it's grotesque.
It can't be his ashes. I swear to God, if his ashes are in that plastic bag, you know, I don't even have a threat. I don't have a promise. I don't know what I'll do. It'll actually break me.
They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here?
This man had a family. He had a family. And that family signed over the rights to the remains of the fat who died in his restaurant to the sociopathic owner of said restaurant. I don't know what's more despicable. That the died in his restaurant, and the guy's family finds the largest crematorium on planet Earth, I guess, has to get a forklift to put him into the pizza oven, and they get the 60 pounds of ashes back, and they're like, well, we could honor his memory by putting his remains into probably several urns, and you know, we all have a little bit of him and we honor him in that way. Or we could dump it into a garbage bag and give it to the guy that killed him. I mean, like, what? Whose idea was this? Did he ask them for it? This is actually genuinely, I refuse to believe it's real at this point. This is a situation that would never happen in the real world.
And I'll tell you something. I am setting the bag on the table And I challenge any other restaurant to set the bag on the table. I'm talking about a bag of truth, about what's not going to happen.
See, he's incapable of lying. He's literally, a witch cast a curse on him, and he cannot lie. He cannot lie. All he can do is spin because of his inability to lie. Why does this man not run for president? He would beat Trump. He would create a bigger cult than Trump.
If you don't listen to me, this will happen. This was a good man with hopes and dreams who couldn't control his eating habits.
And now he's a bunch of ashes, sand, and bone fragments on the table at my restaurant where he died in a trash bag. This is appalling. This is genuinely disgusting. I can't stop watching. Sansal, are you in DC now? No, I just had to, like I said, when I said that there was no wall back here, I'm like serious. There's literally like a hole to a dead drop 3 stories down. So I have completely blocked off my wall, and I'm kind of experimenting with a little black backdrop here. I thought I'd check it out, see what people thought. With a little bit sleeker, less, 18-year-old design.
Inside this bag are the remains of yet another spokesman, John Ailman. He ate at the restaurant every day.
But people are actually dying. So that's kind of where the gig has to stop. What do you say?
People are dying. People will continue to die. Can they just stop, pause, and reflect upon the food for thought that I'm selling? It's not hamburgers, it's not t-shirts, it's not french fries. I'm selling you food for thought.
I'm selling you food for thought? I'm selling you food for a cessation of thought, perhaps a cessation of consciousness.
And a good laugh. Let's all have a good time, but let's really digest
it. It seems a bit far. It seems a bit far, but I have to know what happens next. I cannot turn this off without knowing what happens next.
Let's think a bit, or we're going to end up exactly like my friend in the bag.
Until then, Dr. John is the first to admit heart attacks are part of his business model.
When there are lights and sirens outside and they're bringing some person out on a gurney, you're basically in the back room counting money at that point.
Absolutely. Was that heart attack good for business? Did that heart attack pad my wallet with money? Absolutely. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely. I'm a businessman first and foremost. Let's be clear about something. I'm not.
God, I got it. You can't not respect it. You can't not respect the total sociopathy, the total lack of humanity. You know what? And owning it. At least, like, most sociopaths try and hide it. This, like, yeah. Did I enjoy that guy dying in my restaurant? Fuck yeah. I made a lot of money.
Peddling hamburgers to small children without parental guidance. These are adults purchasing a legal substance from me. I want one and only one thing. I want my message out there loud and clear. I am a believer that when people hear my message, the net health benefit to society is incredibly good.
Has he said what his message is? He's just kind of like referenced his message. Has he said a message yet?
It's true that before he served up artery-clogging, gut-churning meals, he ran fitness clubs and diet centers. But real nutritionists aren't buying a word out of this fake doctor's mouth.
It sounds to me like he's appealing to very base instincts and certainly playing into people's enormous resentment about being told what to eat. If he's making a living and making money doing this, obviously there are people who really respond to this, and he's marketing to them.
Here's the thing. Our restaurant.
Do they weigh everyone that walks in? Or is that just like, I want a free burger, I'm going to get up and embarrass myself? I need to know. I need to know before I make reservations at the nearest heart attack grill and stream the entire thing for y'all's enjoyment. Or just serving a hot cup of butter. Listen, I've been to the rodeo in Houston, Texas. You can order that. Unironically, I don't know why or how people eat this, but they serve sticks of butter deep fried on a stick, and people order it. I don't get that whatsoever. That is some dystopian level shit, dude. At the same time, the overweight normalization movement is, yeah, you missed the entire first half of stream, brother. That was the entire first half of stream.
Serves bad for you food. Other restaurants serve bad for you food. We're honest, they're not. Plain and simple. If
that's his message, you know what? Fine.
And he's marketing to them.
Here's the thing. Our restaurant serves bad for you food. Other restaurants serve bad for you food. We're honest, they're not. Plain and simple, if everybody collectively got together and told the world all restaurant food is bad for you, then maybe we would save a few lives, because I don't want to see people dead. Now, if they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Somehow, in the 3 years since we first met,
I need to save this tab. I need to get in contact with this man. I need him to give me business advice. I need him to be my life coach. Total, pure, Machiavellian lifestyle, 100%. Open about it somehow and getting away with it. I need that in my life. Jesus.
Dr. John has found a way to be even more exploitive. He recently hired a very short nurse who speeds around in a mini ambulance delivering beers.
I have work. I have to finish the video. I can't believe it's real. I can't fucking believe it's real. I thought that she was just going to get interviewed. I thought she was just going to be like, yeah, I feel like maybe he's like exploiting me a little bit. And like, I feel like a little bit uncomfortable here, but like, listen, I get paid to like walk people to a table and dress as a nurse, and I'm getting paid big bucks because these people are spending exorbitant amounts of money for like, you know, essentially suicide burgers. Like, I'm doing well here. That's what I expected the interview to go like. This is crazy. Little? Oh shit, what did I say? But this is it motorized?
We hired a very short nurse who speeds around in a mini ambulance delivering beers.
Okay, at least it's motorized. No, I can't say it. I can't say it. I'll get in trouble. No, can you imagine if she had to pedal it? And you just saw a little, like sorry. I'm too high to say anything. I'm saying increasingly bad things. But just like the pedaling motion would be funny, right? How's it going, Sam? You're catching me at a bad time. And also at the end of stream.
Come to Hag. Has its perks.
Mike's my hero.
He also found a new spokesman for the restaurant.
Man. How much you guys want to bet this guy is also 7 foot tall, you know, like 600 pounds already? Like, why are all these so tall? Number one. Also, we saw earlier, there's a lady who's God, when he was in character creation, slid the slider all the way to the right. Her eyes could read 2 pages of a book at once. This guy, he's laser focused. He's got that slider all the way to the left. And like the nose, man, has got to get in the way because those are way too close to the nose. Like, we need like 10% on each side. That way.
460-pound Mike Lee just suffered his first heart attack, but he's still alive and chilling.
How you doing on the program, Mike?
Great.
And while people keep dying, the Heart Attack Grill keeps thriving.
We've both doubled in terms of money, in terms of square footage, but we've exponentially grown when you want to talk about extending the message.
Dr. John hopes to continue to grow and expand his morbid message to an even bigger audience, perhaps in a city near you. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Las Vegas.
How do you follow a masterpiece? How do you describe the vivid colors of a Van Gogh? How do you describe to a deaf man the rich tones of a Mozart piece? How do you follow up the best news story in broadcast history? I have nothing to say. I'm genuinely speechless. And I also have to go to bed. Okay. Did I move? No, not yet. So, thank you guys for slogging through this storied adventure with me. Ironic punishment division.
So you like donuts, eh? Well, have all the donuts in the world!
More.
I don't understand it. James Coco went mad in 15 minutes.
Hey guys, if you enjoy this content, please subscribe. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, this is a good time to come through and subscribe. Hey, like the stream. That helps me out a whole lot. This is a unconventional stream for what we usually do here, but you know what? If you guys like something that happens tonight, then maybe we'll try and recreate it. And by recreate it,